So just this morning, I was having a conversation with someone who was dealing with a family member who's quite ill. And the minute the question of hospice came up, you could see there was a shift in, and actually tears started coming down this person's eyes, which is the recognition that there are moments in the course of the life of a family, and many in our community, where there are decision-making moments about what's the path ahead. And in our tradition, there's a huge emphasis on the assertion of choosing life, uvacharta b'chaim, which comes from the Torah. And as Jews and overachievers, in many ways, I think we're always looking to find the cure, to find the answer, and be in many trials. And I think there comes a point when someone is seriously ill, when there's a question of, is that the right move? And how, if time is limited, which it is limited for everyone on this earth, but with limited time, how does one want to spend that time? So in responsa in Jewish tradition, in modern times, there are these questions about how, whether you can stop treatment or change the kind of treatment and make a choice for hospice or palliative care in order to be comfortable, in order to create an environment that's not about seeking further cures or tests or trials, but really to kind of focus in on the remaining time. And Jewish responsa actually affirm the choice for hospice and palliative care to make a decision with limited time to be comfortable, to try to deal with symptoms of pain and discomfort, and make the person who is ill as comfortable as possible, as well as on focusing on the soul, the neshama of a person. In the Misha Berach, the prayer for healing, we pray for both the healing of the body and the healing of the soul, refuata nefesh, refuata guf. And I think hospice and palliative care, what they do is put those two together. And they say, even if there's no cure, we can actually do our best to heal and be with the soul of the person who's leaving this world, as well as gather the family around and create the conditions by which a person is most comfortable in many ways. Foster conversations, allow the family to be with them without being in a hospital setting that would be disruptive. And so, as a rabbi who's meeting with people over the course of their lives and encountering these moments, I think it's not giving up to choose hospice or palliative care. It's actually an active choice to think about not quantity of life, but quality of life. And there's this famous story in the Talmud in Moed Katan about this rabbi who is with another rabbi who's in his last moments, and the rabbi who's not ill says, "Tell me what it's like on the other side." And once the rabbi who's ill dies, he comes back to the other rabbi in a dream, and he's asked, "Well, what happened?" And the rabbi who's died said it was just like pulling a hair from milk, meaning it was incredibly smooth. And the deceased rabbi says in the dream, "But I wouldn't want to go back and do it again because the burden of and fear of death is so profound." We're living in a society that makes death extremely scary and fearful, understandably. But what hospice and palliative care do is they allow the family to feel the feelings and live on that edge. And in my experience, the people who choose hospice and palliative care feel more like that hair is coming out of milk, because the milk is really the exemplifier of comfort and control and family, which is, I think, what the environment of hospice can do for someone.